I'm going to cut a leaf stencil, and I'm going to do it on some old vinyl wallpaper. And it still has the paste on it, and the first time that I use it I'll leave the paste on there. When I wash it after I use it, I'll spend a little time with my brush scrubbing the paste off, and then I'll let it dry. And the vinyl makes it so these can be used a number of times. These are some old ones. Using this vinyl, it's very easy to cut a stencil with an X-Acto knife to a pretty precise pattern without killing your fingertips the way that usually happens when we do these things. And if you've ever cut through thick plastic, you know that it's killer on your fingers. This video is for experienced stencilers who just are tired of using either commercial stencils or cutting their own with a thick plastic or other materials such as that. If you need more comprehensive instruction on stenciling, watch the longer video. And of course you need to leave a thick enough area between your lines that it doesn't just fall apart. And so this is something I didn't think of this. Someone else showed me how to do this, and someone had shown her, and it's really the way to go if you want to do some easy, nice stenciling. The hardest thing about this is the wallpaper has a tendency to curl. The borders do especially. And so at some point before I cut my stencil, I spend a little time sort of working it against the corner of a fairly sharp table or counter and try to straighten it out a little bit. It straightens out quite a bit after the first washing. If you really had trouble using it, you could wash it and dry it before your first use. I've never really had the time in my process to do this, and so I've gotten really good at flattening it as I go to do the first printing. When I use it, because there's the glue on here and because it's curling up, I am actually going to turn it over and use it with this side. And this stencil will last, not forever, but you'll be able to use it, I would say, a good 50 times if your design isn't too delicate and you're not too hard on it when you're using it and when you're washing it. Here I am cleaning the stencil in the sink with a tray that I bought at the dollar store when I first started this. I just like to use the brush to get the paint off the front of the stencil, and now I'm scrubbing the back to try to get the glue. You can really feel it on there if you've ever wallpapered. It's just a thick amount of adhesive. And so I scrub that off the best that I can. Usually there's a little bit left to scrub off the next time because I usually don't do it thoroughly enough to get every little bit of the adhesive off. But once it's done, I lay it out on paper towels, and they tend to curl up, and so I don't lay them with the glue side down. Plus I don't want it to stick to the paper towel while there is any residue of glue on there still. And so I put them with the print side down, the vinyl side down, and you can see that the ink has stained my stencil a little bit in some places, which is fine. As long as it's washed off enough that it doesn't transfer onto your next project, it'll be usable again. I actually think that the artichoke stencil has been used at least 100 times.